Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Spencer Suderman goes after a new inverted flat spin record. A Marine MV-22 Osprey goes down off the coast of Japan. Hillsboro Aero Academy and Horizon Air join forces to train pilots. Hello, I'm Christopher C. Odom. It's December 15th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Spencer Suderman has informed ANN that he plans to make a third and final attempt at the world record for the number of turns in an inverted flat spin either late next year or early in 2018. The airshow performer sent an email to ANN outlining his plans, in which he said, "I just acquired the plane for this, a Pitts S1C with an 0360 engine. The goal is to climb to 30,000 feet and spin 120 times." He tells us the engine will be sent to Pyongyang Aero to be torn down and rebuilt with a supercharger, and the Electro Air will provide an electronic ignition system. He'll be using an EarthX Motorsports lithium-ion battery to reduce the weight of the aircraft, and the aerodynamics is being revised by the installation of vortex generators by Micro Aerodynamics. Suderman previously set the record in March of this year, completing 98 turns after starting at an altitude of 24,600 feet. A U.S. Marine Corps MV-22 Osprey went down off the coast of Okinawa Tuesday with 5 people on board. All have been rescued, according to military officials. According to the statement from the Third Marine Expeditionary Force, the 5 crew members were rescued after the aircraft landed in shallow water off the coastline of Camp Schwab around 10 p.m. local time. It's reported that the Marines from Marine Aircraft Group 36, 1st Marine Aircraft Wing, were airlifted by members of the Rescue 33rd Rescue Squadron at Kadena Air Base to a naval hospital at Camp Foster, where they received medical treatment. The accident follows the loss of an FA-18 Hornet off the Japanese coast last week. The pilot of the Hornet ejected from the aircraft but was fatally injured. Fox News reports that this accident is the 8th involving Marine Corps aircraft this year. All were during training flights. After the break, Airline and Training School worked to create more pilots.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulation.com.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight 4-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Build and fly with the most exciting line of kit aircraft on the market, the Sonex Aircraft B models. The B models offer more room and comfort, more fuel, more panel space, more engine choices, and the same great Sonex Aircraft flight characteristics. Learn more at sonexaircraft.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. Hillsboro Aero Academy and Horizon Air have signed an agreement to establish Joint Pilot Development Program. This program is designed to help recruit new students into the program at Hillsboro and provide existing students with an opportunity to fly as a first officer with Horizon Air following the completion of their program. Under the program, Horizon Air will award a stipend for eligible Hillsborough students who have completed their private pilot certification and are working toward completing their commercial pilot certificate. Students who accept the stipend will receive a conditional job offer at Horizon Air. In addition to the Horizon Air stipend, Hillsborough Aero Academy has allocated $143,000 towards funding individual advanced certifications, which will enable students the opportunity to train for specialized skills. According to the 2016 Boeing Pilot Outlook report, the airline industry will need to train an additional 558,000 new commercial airline pilots over the next 20 years. The program is intended to help increase the steady supply of well-trained pilots entering the industry. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero Community Update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. This week, we're proud to say that the Women in Aviation International is part of our Airborne Initiative Partnership. Known to all of us as the WAI, this organization is unique in its mission, and they know how to get the job done. The unique thing about WAI is that it represents women in every imaginable facet of aviation and aerospace. It was started in 1990 and was formally established in 1994 to encourage women to seek opportunities in aviation. Only a small percent of the aviation-related jobs in the U.S. are filled by women, and the WAI is working to help women make the impact in aviation that they are capable of. The WAI impact on aviation was in plain view at their last annual convention, which broke attendance records and was represented by just about every aviation and aerospace endeavor. It's an organization that sponsors success for women, and aviation and aerospace is better off because of their participation. After these messages, Boeing's Iran deal doesn't stop job losses at Boeing.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
The Bristol Light Sport aircraft is what you are looking for. The Bristol is wider than a Cirrus, faster than a Skyhawk, offers more storage than a Husky, and comes standard with Garmin avionics. So what are you waiting for? Visit Bristol.com to find out how you can get into a Bristol today.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Explore no limits flying in the FAA-certified Sea Ray Amphibious LSA, one of the top 3 best-selling LSAs in the U.S. Progressive Aerodyne Sea Ray comes equipped with a Rotax engine and exhibits extraordinary handling on land, water, and in the air. Check it out at www.searay.com.
With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing a few of those other great stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. According to Boeing, the deal to sell airliners to Iran Air will not change the company's plan to cut production of the 777 airliner. The plan to cut production from 7 to 5 per month was announced earlier this year. A week after a Pakistan International Airlines ATR-42 airplane went down about 50 miles from Islamabad, and another suffered an engine surefire Sunday, the airline has grounded its fleet of 10 ATR airliners pending shakedown tests conducted by the Pakistan Civil Aviation Authority. A contract has been signed between Turbine Conversions Limited and Pratt & Whitney Canada for the sale of PT-6A-21 engines to power the Cessna 206 turbine conversion. The company recently announced the approval of their Cessna 206 turbine conversion. The FAA has promoted one of its regional administrators to a new post in Washington, D.C. Glenn Martin, the regional administrator for the Western Pacific region, has been selected as the Vice President, Air Traffic Services, and will be heading east. Air Mobility Command airmen delivered the first two F-35 aircraft to Israel on December 12th, making the U.S. ally the only country in the Middle East flying a fifth-generation fighter aircraft. The U.S. and Israel have a military relationship developed through decades of cooperation. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now, let's get back to the rest of the news. NASA has updated its schedule for launching manned mission from the United States and indicates a slip in the date for the first SpaceX manned Dragon mission. According to NASA's Commercial Crew blog, the schedule now has SpaceX flying its unmanned demonstration mission in November of next year, with the first manned mission slated for May of 2018. Boeing, meanwhile, is scheduled for an orbital test in June of 2018 with the first manned mission of the CST-100 Starliner aircraft in August 2018. The Verge reports that the schedule change confirms what had been heavily speculated, that the loss of the Falcon 9 booster and satellite in September would mean a delay in manned flights. Both SpaceX and Boeing had planned for crewed missions in 2017. The delays mean that NASA will have to continue to rely on Russia and pay about $81 million per seat for transportation to the ISS for a little while longer. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited stream daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. And do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Keep flying. We'll see you tomorrow.